Hey, what's up, guys? It is Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I thought I would do a quick vlog. We are almost in the middle of the month of January of the new year, and I really hope that your new year is moving the way that you are hoping for this year to turn out for you. I hope the projections that you have created for your year, they are going to be exceeding your expectations. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this vlog and just talk about something that I have been dealing with, honestly, for over a year and some months. I never really discussed this, and I said I would probably do a vlog to talk about it, but it's nothing different than a lot of people have experienced sometime in their life. And I was involved in an auto accident. I was injured, and this happened in April of 2021. And it actually happened the day before I was already scheduled to go in for surgery. And because I was going in for something that I was really wanting to take care of, because I was already having some issues in that area, I didn't say anything to the surgeon that I was involved in the auto accident, because I kind of was thinking he would say, oh no, we need to hold off. And some, people may say, well, that was risky to do that. But I felt like I was okay to undergo the surgery. So it wasn't like I was thinking, and I believe that if they saw something in that area, then they would have said, we need to hold off on this surgery. And that being the fact that I was injured in a car accident, but I was scheduled to have surgery done on my left breast, because I've done some previous videos on my channel, guys. If you want to go back, you can find those videos where I talked about experiencing what's called a capsular contraction. And what it is built up scar tissue that causes the area around the implant to harden, and the airbag deployed. Actually, both airbags deployed. My car was completely totaled, and you can see from the pictures in this video that the car was totaled. What happened in the accident, actually, just to kind of let you know how it happened, when you've ever heard about car accidents happening a lot of times not far from where you live, I can testify to that, because this actually happened to me. I was not even out of the full neighborhood that I live in, because I was en route to go to an appointment that I had that morning. And there's a shopping center at the beginning, or the entrance, I should say, of where the entire neighborhood, I won't even say neighborhood, because there's lots of neighborhoods in the association area that I live in. So at the beginning entrance, there is a shopping center. But this area that I live in, they also have a high school, a middle school, and an elementary school. It's really crazy. So the traffic around here is insane. And you've got high schoolers that are driving mommy's car, daddy's truck, whatever, to school, or they may even have their own because their parents may have bought them the car. So this little girl, she never should have left the stop sign that she was at, because she did not have enough space and time to beat me, shall we say. So she flew out, basically thinking that she had enough time and she could floor it to get in front of me to cut through, so that she could get to the intersection, which would take her to the other side, because I was going straight. I wasn't speeding, wasn't doing any of those things. But she flew out, and I saw the car. It was like almost like an outer body experience when I saw the car coming out, because I was thinking in my mind, oh my God, is she really doing this? And I screamed. And I want to say I probably got knocked out a little bit and came to. And my car was a BMW, actually 10 years to the month that my husband bought me that car. He bought me that car in April 2011. So it was a 10-year-old Beamer. Great car. We bought it on the showroom floor. Love that car. You can see me and him in this picture here. And I really loved my car. It was a little coupe. And I just remember because that year, and this may sound crazy, I'm sorry, I don't remember what year my son graduated from high school. I'm sorry, I don't remember. But I just remember my husband, because he was saying, I want to buy you a car. What kind of car do you want? And I said, well, we don't have any more kids, little kids. We ain't having any more. I made that decision. And I said, and I never drove around a minivan or anything like that, but I said, I want a little sporty car. So he got me a 2-door coupe. And he loved the car too, because of course he was driving it a lot when he would be in town. He traveled a lot and worked overseas a lot during those years. So it was primarily me driving the car, but when he would be home, of course, he would drive the car too. So I love my little car, and I don't care, even though it was 10 years old, it was still a really great car. I took it in for the regular service every year to the BMW service center. Really great car. If you looked at that car, you wouldn't think that it was 10 years old. And Beamers, they hold their value, and they still look really good after many years of having it, as long as you take care of it. And again, I took care of my car. So to have this chick slam into my car so severely where it knocked me into the intersection, it totaled my car, and I was, being a woman, a lot of us women, we tend to downplay issues and ride things out. I knew I was hurt, but I said, you know what? I don't want to get in an ambulance. I'm just going to get a ride to my house. At that time, my husband was working out of town. I think he was either in California at the time, because again, this was 2021. And so my son happened to be at my house at the time. So I called him when I was able to find my phone, because the car got hit so bad where when the first responders got to the scene, they were actually trying to help me find my phone, because my phone, I want to say, either had it on the passenger seat or in the console, but when she knocked me and hit me, everything flew. So things were just like mangled all over in the car. So with that being said, I didn't even call to report the accident. When I came to, I heard so-and-so sheriff's department, what is your emergency? So my car actually was what called the police to let them, to make them aware. And I said, I was hit, I was in an accident. So that's how they were called. Some other people may have called too, but I know that my car contacted the authorities and I was able to speak. So I stayed in the seat the entire time. I didn't get out until the police and everything came out and did everything that they needed to do. And I was like, it was kind of hard for me to move a little bit. I was in my car seat, or seatbelt car seat. I was in the seat of my car with the seatbelt still strapped on when I was hit. And I do believe that helped me as well as the airbags, of course. But the airbag hit my chest. I did have a burn mark on my upper chest area above my breast. And I was downplaying the injuries, but I was able to make it to go to the doctor later, and they did some x-rays and whatnot. And of course, I did hire an attorney. And you see the commercials all the time, about if you were in a car wreck, you can get a check and all this other stuff. But I just really wanted to protect myself in the situation. Well, the attorney's office, they got me into physical therapist that they recommended, but the physical therapist was just not convenient to me. I did go for treatments. I want to say at first I went once a week, and then I opted to twice a week, and I did that for about 4 months. But I admittedly wasn't at my best potential, but I kind of just told them I was so that they could release me, because I didn't want to keep spending my time going back and forth there. Well, the settlement negotiations for this accident were just like horrible, because the at-fault party, the police officer, I was not found at fault at all, which I wasn't, but they have State Farm insurance. And State Farm pisses me off because you see those commercials all the time. Jake from State Farm and all this other bullcrap. They didn't want to pay me anything. They did not want to pay me anything. And the attorney that is representing me, the firm, as a matter of fact, they said, it's State Farm. It's something about ever since COVID happened, they have been really pissy when it comes to their settlement offers. So if we have to, we'll just take them to court and force their hand. And I said, I was just so furious at that fact because I was already at that point scheduled to go in for another surgery. I was still feeling bad and just dealing with the pains that I was having. So I got heated and I just said, you know what? Screw that. I'm not accepting anything. I'm not in a rush to settle. So if it takes the time, and even if you have to take it to court, let's do it because we're going to win. That girl who hit me was extremely negligent. It wasn't an accident where I just got hit from behind or just a tap on the bumper and I'm yelling, whiplash, yeah, I'm permanently and totally disabled. I can never work again. That's not what happened. But she was extremely negligent. She never should have left that stop sign. And the force and impact that she hit me with, because she was stopped at a stop sign, she had to have floored it to hit me with the impact that she did, to push my car and knock me into that intersection that I was knocked into. And by the grace of God, my car didn't hit anyone else because this was morning traffic and there were a lot of cars out there. So God, even in that situation with me being hit and injured, it could have been a whole lot worse. So I'm not complaining. But what I will say is this. I decided, because I was still having issues, I contacted the attorney's office and I told them about some issues I was still having. And I said, look, I made a hasty decision in releasing myself early from the physical therapy. I still need to get some help and support because I'm not at my optimal best. And I believe that I need to seek more treatment, but I'm just going to find a physical therapist and doctor's office that I can go to that's more convenient for me to go to, and I'll just pay out of my pocket and get it done. And in the meantime, you can hold off on any settlement negotiations because I'm not doing this for the sake of trying to get more money. I'm doing this for the sake of me trying to take care of myself. My previous blog where I was talking about some things that I'm doing in this new year to really help me to live my most best optimal life and have a great livelihood is to really focus more on self-care and being intentional about that. And one of the things I had to realize is that I need to get back into physical therapy, and I'm so glad that I did. They did a full-on exam and x-rays and everything. I went to a different place that's a lot more convenient to me. I really like the atmosphere of the place. I like the doctors. I like the physician's assistants and all of that good stuff. They're friendly staff. It's a nice, clean, large space. And I really am grateful that I did, move in this direction. But, when he was showing me the x-rays, he showed me, because my car was hit on the passenger side, the front passenger side. So that's on my right side. And on the x-ray, he showed me how my spine is curved over to the left. So he said it makes so much sense based on the impact of the accident and where you were hit, why your spine is shifted in that direction. So the goal is to get all of that corrected. So I'll be going in for treatments twice a week. And, they put me on a plan for 12 weeks and I started it. I went in last week for the exams and the x-rays and my plan. And then I started my actual therapy treatments this week, Monday. I did get one adjustment done last week as well, just to kind of get me started and kind of help to give me some relief through the weekend and go from there. But what I want to say is this when it comes to this auto accident. I'm not looking to become wealthy or get rich from this situation, right? That's not my goal. But it is my hope and prayer that in this year, because it's 2023, The accident happened in 2021. I wasn't expecting a settlement to happen within a couple of months. I wasn't even expecting it to happen by the end of 2021 because, again, the accident happened in April. But it is my hope and prayer and desire that in 2023 that I will see the conclusion to this lawsuit to be in my favor. And technically, it's not so much as a lawsuit right now because we haven't filed for this to go in court. We're trying to avoid that. We want to settle this out of court, but technically it is a lawsuit because I am being represented by legal counsel and they're trying to work out a settlement in my favor and trying not to file a lawsuit and have to deal with it in court because it's a cut and dry case. They would be foolish to let it go that far. But I told the law firm, I'm not in a rush. This is what I said last year. I said, I'm not in a rush to settle. So if it takes us doing that, I'm open for it because they're not going to shoo me away by giving me a couple of $1,000s and hoping that I'll shut my mouth and move on. I want everything that's due to me. And if that means tens of thousands of dollars, then let it be that. I deserve it. I know that these car accident cases are not technically about your personal property or your car. I feel like it should be sometimes, but it's more about the personal injuries that are involved. But I lost my car that my husband bought me 10 years ago to the month that I was in that accident. He bought the car in April 2011. I got totaled in April 2021. Okay. I was injured in an auto accident. I had surgery the day after the auto accident. I had surgery again in 2022. And because the airbag hit my left breast, I'm having issues with this area again. So I'm having surgery in March of this year to have that scar tissue removed. It's not the implants because I have an implant in the right breast too. The right breast is fine. It's the left breast that I'm having the issues with. So it's just, I don't look forward to having surgery. It's not fun. I'm never like, oh yes, I get to have surgery again. I get to get another IV needle put in my arm. I have to be put to sleep. I have to get cut up on, wake up and have stitches and all that other stuff and wait to work out again and heal and all that other stuff. No, I don't look forward to that. So I'm at this place right now. Pay me for my pain. Pay me for my pain. I used to be a legal assistant and I was one of those people, and I still am, that loathed people just trying to make a quick buck off of a lawsuit. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be compensated fairly for this situation that never should have happened. Because again, it wasn't like it was just your run-of-the-mill everyday auto accident and I'm just trying to, get a quick check so I can get over. No, this accident should have never happened. The little girl was negligent. And it's funny because when the accident happened and I came to, and she got out of her car and she ran to my car and I heard her screaming because she got out of her car. She was fine. She got out of her car, ran to my driver's side. Oh my God, are you okay? My mom's gonna kill me. That's exactly what she said. She was afraid about her being in this accident. And I guess her dad came out to the scene of the accident and they never came over to check and see how I was doing. They only cared about what this was going to look like for them. He could have given less of a damn about me and if I was okay. He never came over there. He never showed any care or interest, didn't even look, as far as I could tell, in my direction. And before the police got there, because like I said, I was still sitting in my car in my seat with the seatbelt on, there was this older lady. I guess she was trying to be a witness. She didn't stay around though, because the girl was clearly 100% at fault. But I believe she was trying to coach the girl to tell her what to say to help her out. But do you think that heifer ever came over to my car side to see if I was okay? I wanted to be like, you bitch. Like, that's how I felt because I was so angry. I'm like, you're over here talking to this little girl to see if she's okay or to give her tips on how to speak to the police when they got there, or maybe give her, coaching tips on what to say so it can give cause of question of whether I contributed to the accident or whatever. Like, as soon as I believe it was the highway patrol that came out to the scene of the accident, they never came over and asked me any questions. They just came over and said, this is the accident report. You were not listed at fault at all. They already knew from the scene of the accident. Nothing I did caused that accident. So with that happening in 2021, a few months from now, we'll be looking at 2 years since that accident happened. I'm really hoping and praying that this year will be the year that I will see a conclusion to this matter in my favor. Pay me for my pain. And that's all I got to say about that, guys. You can let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Thank you for liking this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comment section below. Guys, I am Elizabeth, the Minister of Beauty, and I share the Bible. That's business, inspiration, beauty, life, and enjoyment, and just talking to you about life and some things that have been going on, that has happened, and that I hope will be happening for me this year. So guys, until the next time, I hope and pray you all have an amazingly blessed and beautiful day.